A NASA spacecraft is set to make history today, getting closer to the sun than any other human-made object. The Parker Solar Probe must survive the radiation and extreme temperatures it will encounter to solve some of the mysteries about our star.
NASA just dropped a quiet bombshell, and barely anyone noticed. While the world was busy scrolling, they slipped out a shocking admission that sounds straight out of a sci-fi movie. They've been working on a propulsion system so wild it could actually hit the speed of light. No flashy press conference, no dramatic countdown, just a calm reveal that could change everything. This ain't your average tech update. For decades, Lightspeed has been untouchable, the ultimate speed cap that's kept us crawling through space with outdated chemical rockets and slow-ion drives. But now, NASA's latest move hints we might be breaking past that limit. Or maybe we already did and they're just letting it slip now. Here's where it gets juicier. This crazy breakthrough didn't come out of nowhere. It's rooted in secretive projects that have been running in the shadows for years. Think the infamous M-Derive and other so-called fringe tech. Stuff like warp drives, vacuum fluctuations, and bending inertia. Ideas the mainstream kept laughing off like conspiracy talk. But behind the scenes, a group of hardcore scientists and engineers have been grinding in silence. Now their mysterious tech, finally acknowledged, could be the real deal. Word is, it plays with the very fabric of reality, flipping how mass, energy, and space-time work together. This ain't just big, it's universe-shaking, and the fact it's been kept under wraps this long, that's the real plot twist. This ain't just about pushing a spaceship forward, it's about flipping the entire rulebook on motion. NASA's latest shocker points to something straight-up mind-bending, bending space itself to move. We're talking real space-time manipulation, creating actual distortions in the universe's fabric to glide through space like it's nothing. Picture this. Instead of boosting a ship forward the old-school way, the craft rides a wave of bent space, like a surfer riding a cosmic tide. This idea, kinda like the legendary Alcubierre drive, has been tossed around in science circles for years, but most folks wrote it off. Why? Because it needed insane amounts of energy, like galaxy-level insane, and nobody had a clue how to stop it from tearing the ship apart. But now, word is NASA cracked the code. They found a cheat code to bend space-time without blowing up the ship or draining the universe's energy tank. Enter the LPD, Light Propulsion Drive. This thing isn't an engine like we've ever seen before. No fuel tanks, no boosters. It supposedly creates a bubble of warped space-time, compressing it in front and stretching it behind the craft. What's wild is that the ship itself doesn't move at all. It just sits there inside the bubble while space-time flows around it like a conveyor belt. That means no engines firing, no crazy G-forces, and no passengers blacking out. Here's the kicker. This could mean faster than light travel. For real. And it wouldn't even crush anyone inside like a regular rocket would. That's a total game changer. Think about it. The speed of light, nearly 300,000 kilometers per second, has always been the big wall we couldn't climb. Even the closest stars would take tens of thousands of years to reach. But with this, everything we thought we knew about space travel just got flipped on its head. Alpha Centauri, just over 4 light-years away, used to feel impossibly distant. Now, we might be talking months, maybe even weeks to get there. If this LPD tech really works like insiders claim, then we're on the edge of a space race like nothing we've ever seen. This ain't just fast travel, it's a full-blown revolution in how we see the universe. With light-speed travel on the table, deep space exploration becomes real fast. Planets we once called unreachable, suddenly in our neighborhood. Entire star systems are now open for business. But that's not even the craziest part. Our whole understanding of time, space, and even cause and effect might have to be rewritten. Here's why. It's all about time dilation. When you're moving near the speed of light, time slows way down for you compared to folks back home. So a quick trip for the traveler could mean decades passing on Earth. That kind of time gap raises wild questions. Are we ready to deal with the emotional and scientific chaos that comes with that? And get this, interstellar settlement might no longer be just some movie fantasy. With this new tech, it's not about if we can colonize exoplanets, it's about how. The main hurdles now, logistics and biology, figuring out how to live out there, not whether it's even possible. We already know thousands of alien worlds exist, many sitting right inside the habitable zones of their stars. If NASA can shrink down this tech and roll it out efficiently, we could see entire fleets launching from Earth in search of new homes. But here's the biggest twist: energy. That was always the deal breaker. But now NASA's hinting they've found something wild, like tapping into the quantum vacuum or zero-point energy itself. Imagine pulling endless energy right out of empty space. If that's true, this tech won't just be fast, it'll be unstoppable. This tech ain't just about space, it could flip the entire world upside down. If NASA's breakthrough is real, we're talking about a future where fossil fuels, nuclear plants, and even solar panels get tossed in the trash. The light propulsion drive wouldn't just power spacecraft, it could power everything. Cities, factories, whole countries running on energy pulled straight from space itself. And let's not ignore the power game. A civilization that can zip across the galaxy in seconds? That's next-level dominance, military strategy, economic control, global influence. Any country that masters this first won't just be ahead, they'll be untouchable. Imagine this: launching satellites all over the solar system in minutes, mining rare elements from asteroids and shipping them back before lunch. Physical messages, actual hardware, delivered across space faster than any digital signal. Forget laggy space comms. This rewrites the rules of contact and control. And the science? It's about to explode. Astronomers could finally zoom in on galaxies billions of light years away, in person. We could scan the cosmic microwave background from outside the solar system. No interference, no noise. Interstellar visitors like Oumuamua. We wouldn't just watch them fly by, we'd catch up and shake hands. Dark matter, dark energy, the real layout of the universe. These mysteries might not stay mysteries much longer. We'd be able to go out there and see it for ourselves. But here's the real twist. This changes how we think. If we've cracked lightspeed travel, who else has? The Fermi paradox just got way more real. Maybe we've never seen aliens, because we were moving too slow to notice them. Are we about to stumble into a galactic civilization that's been out there the whole time? Or are we the first ones to pull this off? Either way, everything changes. That tiny blue dot we call Earth, it used to feel like our whole world. Now it's just the launch pad. This ain't the end, it's the real beginning. Earth? It just became the launch zone for something way bigger. Whole philosophies, religions, and worldviews are about to get flipped. What we call home might stretch across entire star systems now. And with that, our whole identity as a species, it's about to change forever. But here's the catch. This tech ain't ready to hit shelves yet. Even if the prototype works, scaling it up is a beast of its own. We're gonna need materials nobody's built before, design rules we haven't even dreamed up, and maybe even entirely new physics. Traveling through warped space-time means we gotta invent protection against weird radiation, fix space distortion hazards, and figure out how to keep passengers safe from stuff we don't even fully understand yet. And what about education? That's getting a makeover too. Kids might grow up learning how to bend the shape of space instead of launching fuel-powered rockets. Theoretical physics will be front and center, not just in books, but in real-world engineering labs. Schools, tech companies, universities, and governments will have to team up like never before to bring this to life. Of course, not everyone's buying the hype. Skeptics are going to line up saying, "Show us the proof." And they've got a point. You can't just say light speed travel without dropping solid data, peer-reviewed studies, and real-world tests. That's how science works. But the fact NASA, one of the most careful, slow-to-confirm institutions out there, is openly talking about this, that alone is a massive sign something real is happening. Cracking the light speed barrier? That's a mental shift as big as fire, flight, or the first walk on the moon. It changes what we think is possible, and what we dare to chase next. From Mars bases to Dyson spheres, from peace talks with alien civilizations to exploring the deepest corners of the cosmos. This ain't fantasy anymore. A civilization that can hit light speed, that's stepping into a realm with zero history, no blueprint, no rules, just raw, uncharted power. And over the next few years, every inch of this tech will be poked, prodded, and debated like crazy. But let's be real. The fact that it exists at all is the real headline. The 20th century gave us planes and computers. The 21st? It might just be remembered for something way bigger, breaking the universe's speed limit. And once we shatter that barrier, everything else becomes a waiting game. Time, Our old enemy in the vacuum of space could flip sides and become our greatest weapon. Trips that once took thousands of years, we're now looking at them like weekend getaways. Those stars that used to sparkle like unreachable dreams, they might just become pit stops. Humanity's been stuck on one planet since the beginning, but now we're staring down the start of a trip with no finish line, a mission not just to visit planets but to touch the edge of existence itself. This ain't just some cool engine. Lightspeed propulsion is a full-blown awakening. It's science tearing down the walls of the impossible, philosophy flipping the meaning of human limits, and deep down, it's a straight-up milestone for our species. It tells us Earth was never meant to be our final stop, that we were built to go further, way further. And now, with NASA's stunning reveal, it looks like our wildest dreams are finally sprinting to catch up with the stars. This is more than a prototype. It's the first domino. The ripple effect is coming, and it's going to shake every part of our world. The kind of change we're looking at here, it's massive. This ain't just about moving faster. It's about reshaping how we live, how we think, how we govern, and how we even see the universe. Now that the Lightspeed curtain's been pulled back, humanity's standing at the edge of its next big leap, not in biology, but in technology and purpose. What comes next ain't just space vacations. It's a full-blown rewrite of civilization. We're talking about building brand new systems and structures made for a world that doesn't stop at Earth. The stuff we've built for life on one planet, that's going to look ancient compared to what's coming. Forget launch pads and rockets. Orbital shipyards, yep, the kind we used to only see in sci-fi, could become real active factories floating above the Earth. Giant modular ships built in space, fitted with light propulsion drives, ready to blaze across the stars. These orbiting hubs wouldn't just build ships. They'd become the new ports for galactic trade, science missions, and even full-on space civilizations. The logistics game completely transformed. Supply chains won't just connect countries, they'll stretch across planets and stars. Rare materials buried deep in alien moons or asteroid belts. We could grab them, ship them home, and flip them into everyday resources. Stuff like helium-3 from the moon or weird metals from deep space could end up as common as aluminum and copper. And with that kind of cosmic treasure up for grabs, you know the competition's gonna get wild. Countries, corporations, billionaires all rushing to stake their claim in space. Sure, NASA lit the match, but now everyone else will want to play too. This won't just be about weapons. It's about influence, territory, and control. An arms race, more like a reach race. Who can go farther, faster, and dominate the new frontier first? Once the secret's out, it's game on. Governments and corporations are going to rush to copy, buy, or steal the tech behind Lightspeed travel. We're looking at a flood of money, secret projects, and next-level spying. The space race is no longer about touching the moon or walking on Mars. It's about who plants their flag on the next star system, and what they claim when they get there. That could reshape the balance of power forever. But with that comes serious risk. This kind of tech opens the door to wild strategic challenges, and guess what? Our current space laws are way too outdated to handle it. The Outer Space Treaty from 1967. It was written back when we barely knew how to leave Earth. It banned countries from claiming land on planets, but nobody back then imagined actual colonization of distant star systems. Now, that old treaty won't cut it. We're going to need a brand new set of cosmic laws, ones that stop star grabs, regulate how planets get used, and block a space-age version of colonialism from kicking off. If we don't figure this out fast, we could end up repeating the darkest parts of Earth's past, just on a bigger, more dangerous scale. And down here on Earth, the ripple effect will hit hard and fast. Once people realize we can actually reach other star systems, everything shifts. Minds will open, dreams will grow, and suddenly, leaving Earth might sound normal. Just like back in the days of ships and sails, a new generation of explorers will rise. Families, scientists, rebels, creators. They won't just visit space, they'll move there. We'll see the first true interstellar immigrants, pioneers building new lives under alien skies. And slowly, but surely, brand new cultures will be born, shaped by distant stars and bold ambition. Schools and universities, they're about to get flipped upside down. The whole education system will be forced to catch up fast or get left behind. Kids born right now might grow up training to fly warp-capable ships, map out space-time highways, or design entire ecosystems for terraformed alien worlds. The career paths of the future, they're straight up wild. New fields are gonna explode overnight, like space-time navigation, interstellar ecology, relativistic ethics, and astro-governance. Yeah, that's a real possibility. And don't be shocked when top universities open campuses in orbit, offering real-time courses on light-speed travel, not just lectures on theory. A new wave of learning could hit hard, something not seen since the days of the Enlightenment. But hold up, before we take off, we gotta deal with the human body. Moving at light speed might skip the crazy G-forces we're used to, but it still messes with biology in ways we can't predict. Radiation shielding, low-gravity adaptation, and unknown effects from warped space-time. All of that will need brand new branches of medicine. We're talking high-level stuff. Genetic engineering, cybernetic upgrades, even body-boosting therapies just so people can survive deep space. And let's get real. What it means to be human might start to change. Space travelers may become something new entirely, rebuilt, re-engineered, and adapted to life beyond Earth. Then there's time, and not just clocks ticking. With light-speed travel, passengers could come back home to find years have passed for everyone else. Whole families might age while their space-bound loved ones barely age a day. That's a social bomb waiting to go off. This time split could wreck relationships, careers, and entire governments. People might have to choose, stay on Earth with a slow, steady life, or head to the stars and live fast in every sense of the word. And that decision, it could divide society. We could see the rise of two classes, the Terrans who stay grounded and the interstellars who live among the stars. When lightspeed becomes real, the economy won't just shift, it'll explode. Entire industries tied to Earth could vanish overnight. Manufacturing, mining, shipping, all of it might move off-planet. Zero-gravity factories, asteroid mines, and moon-based resource hubs could wipe out Earthbound competition in a flash. And real estate. Forget beachfront properties. Space habitats, orbital cities, and alien settlements could spark the next cosmic land rush. Money itself will need a reboot. With people living and working across stars, on different timelines no less, our old financial systems won't stand a chance. We could see a whole new era of interstellar banking, powered by blockchain tech and quantum-secure transactions that can keep up with a universe that never sleeps. Meanwhile, science is gonna hit the gas like never before. Telescopes stuck in orbit? Outdated. Light-speed travel means mobile observatories zooming through deep space, studying black holes, neutron stars, and the actual edge of the known universe up close. No more watching from afar. We'll go there. Physics itself will be transformed. Experiments won't just happen in labs or colliders. They'll take place aboard ships warping space-time in real time. Gravitational waves, cosmic strings, the very borders of what we can observe. They'll finally be within reach not just in theory but in practice. And then comes the soul shaker, philosophy and religion. Once we start hopping between star systems, the old questions hit harder. Are we really unique? Were we ever alone? Finding signs of life, or just the possibility of it, could shake spiritual beliefs at their core. Faiths could evolve or split. Some might see the stars as proof of divine purpose. Others might panic over the ethics of colonization and genetic mods. Even art and culture won't escape the shift. Just like the Apollo missions sparked waves of music, movies, and poetry, lightspeed travel will fuel a brand new creative boom. Whole new genres could rise from our journey into the stars. Now picture this, whole new art movements born from life in deep space. Songs about drifting through the void, paintings inspired by warped time, poetry about the heartbreak of leaving Earth and chasing suns we've never seen. Spacefaring cultures could develop their own styles, based on the sights, sounds, and even gravity fields they grow up in. That's next-level creativity. Even the way we tell stories might change. Imagine a tale that starts on one planet and finishes decades later on another. Star colonies could trade stories like echoes across the galaxy. But hold up, it's not just humans out there. AI and robotics are about to become crucial players in this new chapter. Let's be real, The human brain wasn't built for navigating warped space-time solo, so expect Lightspeed ships to roll with full AI squads, autopilot systems smarter than any human, self-repair bots crawling through ship walls, and possibly even sentient nav computers that feel like crewmates. And here's where it gets wild. What if machines become our main explorers? Advanced AI might be the first ones we send to unknown systems, to build, prep, and maybe even say hello to non-human life before we get there. If aliens are out there, the first contact might not come from us, but from a machine. And communication? Yeah, that's a problem. Even at light speed, sending a message across star systems could take years. We'd need brand new tech, maybe something quantum, maybe something we haven't even discovered yet. Without it, we'll be stuck dealing with delays that could last hours, days, or decades. That means learning to live with silence and figuring out how to govern across that gap. Some call it deep time diplomacy, and it raises big questions. Who's in charge out there? Who gets to pick the destination? What rights do space settlers really have? The stars might be calling, but they're not giving us all the answers yet. So here's the real moral crisis. Just because we can reach other planets, should we start reshaping them for ourselves? If we land on a world with alien life, or even signs of ancient civilizations, do we build over it or step back and respect it? And if we actually meet intelligent life, do we approach with caution, respect, or straight-up confidence? These questions aren't sci-fi anymore. With Lightspeed tech on deck, we gotta face them now, before that first star jump even happens. But there's another twist. Extinction might not mean what it used to. For the first time ever, we could create living backups of humanity. Not just data drives, but full-on colonies across the stars. That fragile little thread of life tied to Earth, it could finally be spread out, protected from disasters, wars, or whatever comes next. Solar flares, asteroids, human chaos, they might wipe out a city or even a planet, but not the whole species. Our survival strategy could finally catch up with evolution itself. But with that safety net comes the cost of separation. Once people are living light years apart, things are bound to change. Language, culture, even biology might drift in totally different directions. Over centuries, these off-world humans could evolve into entirely different civilizations, still human, but not quite the same. 1,000 years from now, the word humanity might not mean one people, but a family of species scattered across the stars, all tracing back to a small blue planet circling a quiet yellow sun. And here's the biggest irony. Lightspeed tech might just save Earth. As industry, mining, and factories move off-planet, the environment could finally catch a break. No more ripping up the oceans or choking the skies with smoke. Earth could stop being a giant factory and finally become a sanctuary again. Funny how things flip. Environmentalists, once skeptical of space missions, might soon be their loudest supporters. Why? Because if we can expand beyond Earth, we might finally be able to protect it. Imagine a future where Earth is kept safe, not because we stop dreaming big, but because our dreams are too big to stay grounded. But let's keep it real. This all hinges on one massive truth. The tech has to work, and not just in theory. It has to scale, launch, and fly. If it does, the next few decades won't just be fast. They'll be unlike anything in human history. Lightspeed isn't the final goal. It's the launch pad. It's the key to everything that comes next. A galaxy that once loomed cold and unreachable above our heads might soon become our playground, our classroom, even our new home. NASA's quiet confession didn't just spark excitement. It shifted our entire perspective. Magellan, Columbus, Armstrong, those names were just the intro. The real story, it's about to be written in the dark between stars. On alien worlds no human eye has ever seen, and in tunnels of warped space-time no map has ever charted. Sure, the light propulsion drive is still early, years away from full use, but the blueprint is out. The barrier we once thought was forever has finally cracked. And through those cracks, we can now see a future so big it can hold everything we've ever dreamed of, and then some. This ain't just about distance, it's about evolution, about stepping into a version of ourselves that's bolder, smarter, and more united. Lightspeed won't just make us faster, it might just make us better. And when we finally leap into the stars, We don't leave Earth behind, we carry it with us, as its voice, its legacy, and its promise to whatever waits out there. Lightspeed ain't the finish line, it's the real starting point. And while everyone's focused on rockets and stars, they're missing one of the most mind-blowing parts of this whole thing, what it does to the human mind. Our brains evolved to deal with Earth, sunsets, gravity, road trips, not bending space and watching time itself glitch. Now imagine warping space-time like it's normal, seeing stars shift position while you fly, or watching whole centuries pass in seconds because of time dilation. That kind of trip won't just change your location, it'll mess with how you see reality. This ain't just about training your body anymore, it's about training your mind. Future space travelers might need new types of mental conditioning, special programs to prep their brains for relativistic experience. At Lightspeed, Newton's rules go out the window, so instincts, reactions, gotta be reprogrammed. Even what we see changes. The Doppler effect kicks in strong. Light bends, stretches, and warps into strange colors and patterns depending on direction and speed. You might look out a window and see a sky that doesn't even look human. Our brains? Totally unprepared for that kind of chaos. To deal with this, travelers might need high-tech help. Augmented reality overlays that retranslate the madness into something familiar. Otherwise, even the best-trained pilot might freeze up from pure sensory overload. That's why neuroscience could become one of the most important fields in interstellar travel. Scientists will start asking, how do memory and emotion work in warped space? Does the mind age differently when time flows weird? Do dreams still make sense when the stars outside are moving in fast forward? And sleep, how does it work when your concept of night is gone? All of this changes not just how we live in space, but who we are while we're out there. Could memory itself glitch under Lightspeed conditions? Could time travel, not through fantasy, but through relativity, scramble the way we remember reality? These questions aren't just deep. They'll decide how we build our ships, train our crews, and design the emotional support systems for those brave enough to ride the wave of warped space-time. For long-distance crews, even history starts acting weird. We've always thought of time as one steady line, events unfolding in sync around the globe, but Lightspeed travel shatters that. One person's now might be another person's 10 years ago. Future historians will be dealing with chaos, events that seem simultaneous from space but play out decades apart on Earth. Our records, our clocks, even our stories, they'll stop lining up. Archival systems will need to evolve fast. We might need a galactic master clock, maybe something quantum-linked, just to keep time from tearing our narratives apart. And then come the questions nobody's ready for. Who are you when time no longer syncs with the people you love? Imagine leaving Earth at 30, traveling for what feels like 5 years, only to come back and everyone you know has aged 30. Reunions? There'll be emotional earthquakes, bittersweet, beautiful, and full of heartbreak. Grief and nostalgia will hit different. Artists, poets, filmmakers, they'll tap into this pain of lost time, of futures stolen by distance and speed. New stories will emerge about lovers separated by decades, families torn by relativistic time gaps, and friendships stretched across light years. Even community will change. No more tight-knit neighborhoods or hometown roots. We might start seeing chrono communities, groups of people connected not by place, but by shared time frames. Your best friend might be light years away, but aging alongside you in the same bubble of time. And what about time zones? Once just a hassle for Zoom calls, now they could define who you are. Your identity could be shaped by when you live, not where. Lightspeed travel won't just mess with politics and logistics, it's going to rewrite what it means to belong. Traditional democracy? That might not survive the jump to Lightspeed. Our political systems are built on shared geography and synced up time. But what happens when you're ruling across star systems where messages take years and time moves differently for everyone involved? Imagine trying to run an election or enforce laws when one colony's today is another's next decade. There's no way centralized power can keep up. That means we'll need something totally new, a form of governance that works even when time itself breaks apart. Think decentralized, semi-autonomous political systems powered by foundational AI or flexible constitutional codes that adapt to local realities. These space-age governments might end up looking more like ancient city-states than modern superpowers, tight-knit communities scattered across the stars, loosely connected by shared values and tech. Instead of one big empire, we could see clusters of self-governing hubs, each moving at its own pace but bound together by synchronized beliefs, cultural kinship, and maybe even quantum timelines. Political scientists and philosophers better gear up, because they're going to have to invent rule books for realities we've never faced before. This could be the birth of a whole new kind of federalism, one built not on land, but on time itself. If this video blew your mind, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of humanity. Drop a comment below. Do you think NASA's Lightspeed tech is the real deal? Will it change everything? Or is it still just a dream? We want to hear your take. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.